Hey y'all, it's T back with another video. This is gonna be my first installment of All Things Now series I have. All Things Now is basically everything that's now. All things, we go talk about it. I have a video that I did a couple days ago. It's titled Is Dreaming Our Sixth Sense? So I want y'all to go look at that video. It's about 10 minutes. Alright, so this video, last night, I'm gonna say this morning, about 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why I woke up, but I woke up. So I started strolling and I came across this news article about something called a forever chemical. Now it's called PFAS. PFAS. I don't know what the meaning of it. I can't pronounce the meaning of it. But we have contaminated water in Tucson, Arizona, and it's affecting more than 60,000 residents there. And it's affecting more than 2,800 cities across the 49 states of America. So that's what the world map is. They show the map, and it's affecting more than 49 states. So I got some notes where you're gonna be looking down that. So this water supply is something called, it's Tuscan water supply, and this forever chemical was found in the water supply. So since spring, they shut down the water supply. That's why the residents are being affected. They can't use the water; it's contaminated. Now, this chemical called PFAS is heat resistance. So that's why they call it forever chemical. If the sun could kill bacteria, it would be gone, but it can't get deteriorated. So it's been found in the water supply since 1987, and I'm just finding it out. So I was astonished by Flint, Michigan water. Then I had seen a documentary called Teflon, where it's a pot, and the metal that's in the pot is contaminating us. And when we cook, it's contaminated. So this reminded me of. So I'm just really like, I don't know how to feel right now. So let me go back to the notes. So like I said, it's been cut off since spring of 2021. It's a colorless, tasteless chemical. So you can't taste it. You can't see what it is. It's going to be clear. You turn the water on, you don't even know it's there. Like I said, it's affected more than 60,000 of the residents there. They have people who has been having cancer. It's linked to blood cancer. It affects the blood. The researchers said that they can't flush it out if it's in your system. And another thing is the EPA. The EPA is the Environmental Protection Agency that we have in the United States. They pressure them to clean the water up. They pressure Congress to clean the water up. So I'm gonna have a link in the bio or the description box to the EPA website, which you can contact them and you can just do all your complaint there. I encourage y'all to notify y'all water supply company and see if you can find this chemical PFAS, PFAS. See if you can find it in your water. So because there's no limit to the consumption of it, they don't have a requirement testing. So all the stuff that's contaminated is just sitting there. So it's 143 times the EPA toxic level. So major settlements, like I say, people have been having blood clots, not blood clots, but having cancer issues linked to these water that they've been drinking and bathing in and using to cook. So could you imagine cooking food in contaminated water? Some of the residents, they use bottled water all the time. They might wash their hands with the water that comes out of the drain, but they won't drink it. They feed and cook with water, bottled water with their pets. So that's how scared these people are. They don't even drink the water. And this has been like 3 generations that's been affected. One woman, like I said, the one who got cancer, there's a lot of lawsuits and settlements that have been settled out of court. That's why this stuff is not out there like that. Now, they got an infrastructure bill. They set billions of dollars aside to fix the water crisis. So people are doing it, but they've been doing it slow. This has been happening since 1987. This is a recurring thing. So, like I said, the researchers say it lives on top of the soil, and it lives beneath the surface of the earth. So all the water supply is being contaminated. We got the firefighter phone. They have a lawsuit in New Mexico. Now this water supply is in Arizona, Tucson, Arizona. Now, it's stretched all the way and affecting people in New Mexico. There's a farmer who did a lawsuit, and he found that the chemical from the drinking water of the cows was dying. So this is a farmer who got livestock, who got dairy products. So they settled out of court. Pennsylvania, it's been found in the water in Pennsylvania, so that's why it says it's been across all 50 states, affecting all 50 states. They have something called Chernobyl. Chernobyl. If y'all know something about Chernobyl, it's on HBO Max. So if you don't have HBO Max, I'll be like, y'all find somebody who got HBO Max. It's a 5-part series. Each episode is an hour. They talk about a radioactive chemical that was released in the air, in the water, on the plants, basically from a nuclear plant that exploded. It was the type of test they was doing. The guys who was doing the test didn't really know anything about what they was doing. It was pressured. Press this button, press that button, press this button. Water pressure built up. The thing exploded. Released chemicals. So this was a nuclear plant. So all them chemicals, graphite. Please watch it. This is what this is reminding me of. It affects the birth. It affects pregnancy, birth defects, cancer. So all of this is in water. All of this is water. It's like it's our natural habitat, and it's being contaminated, been messed with. Now, I said it's heat resistant, and they call it a forever chemical. It won't die out. Congress, they've been doing stuff about it. The EPA needs to be pressured. That's why I told you I'm gonna have the link in the bio, so y'all can click the link, call your water supply company, see if you can find what type of levels of PFAS is in y'all water, in y'all community. I'm sure it's in our community. Y'all live in Baton Rouge. There's a lady named Yolanda Herrero. She is an advocate for clean water, so y'all can look her up, Yolanda. And we got a band together. She says this is not a local thing. You can't just contact your mayor. You got to contact Congress. You got to put fire to their head. You got to contact EPA. You got to put fire to them. All of this stuff is related. I don't know why I thought about Chernobyl. I thought about Teflon. Just please do y'all research. Flint, Michigan, they turn their water on as brown. So the difference between this chemical and Flint chemicals, this chemical is tasteless and it's colorless. So it just come out clear. There was an episode of The Simpsons. They turned the water on and the water was on fire. This stuff just made my head itchy. You know what I'm saying? So I'd encourage y'all to share this information. Go look up forever chemical. It's called PFAS, P-F-A-S. Google it, YouTube it. They have an article about it. They have a news story about it. That's how I came across it, and I just want to let everybody know. That's why I wanted to do this video on a part of my All Things Now series, because this is All Things Now. Please contact state officials. We got to rally together. We got to rally together as human beings, no matter what the condition is, no matter what you look like, no matter what you do. We're all humans, and we got to live on the earth. So imagine 3 generations. This has happened since 1987. The mom is affected. She bottle water all day, night long, cook, feed it to her pets. Her daughter has cancer from it, and it's just one person who was being interviewed. So imagine how many other people. Like I said, it affects birth to pregnancy. So when women are pregnant, that's another generation. So this woman have kids who had cancer from this drinking water. She don't let her kids drink it. She don't let her kids play in the water. So being that it's stretched all the way to 49 states, which you might as well say 50 states, how come we don't know this? How come there is no toxic level? There is no toxic level, and there is no requirement to test the water. So these are the things that I wanted to implement and tell people to please get this information out. They have some foam. It's like water foam that firefighters use. It's been used in that. So imagine you putting a fire out as a firefighter and all this water got chemicals in it. It don't really put the fire out. Lead, toxic levels, they don't have nothing like this with this particular case, with this forever chemical. They don't have, I'm keep saying PFAS because everybody need to know what PFAS is. P-F-A-S. please look up HBO. It's called Chernobyl. CHERNBLY, Chernobyl. It's a contamination site. It affected water. The experts say during the time it's going to stretch more than 30,000 years. Now they have updated information about Teflon. It happened in Ukraine. This happened in 1986 in Ukraine. So all this stuff is just reminding me of toxic people, toxic officials. One of the things that I feel like made me realize the links of these things is the government officials in Ukraine. They wanted to cut power line, the grid lines, to block all communications. They wanted to limit the information getting out to other states, America, the whole world. So what they did was they destroyed the power lines. So the residents of the Ukraine area where this happened at Chernobyl, they won't let anybody know. But the thing that hurt them was they have surrounding areas, surrounding countries where they have radiation levels. So when they seen the radiation levels so high off the roof, off the scale, that's when they linked it back to Chernobyl. That's when the news stories started going out. Most people, my generation, didn't even know about Chernobyl. I didn't even know about Chernobyl. I didn't know about Teflon, cooking products, all this contamination stuff with our water, Flint, Michigan. So, as much water is on the earth, as many humans is on the earth. The thought of contaminated drinking water, cooking water, consumption, hydration. It's like, will it stop? Will it stop? So my question that I have now, being that all the water is being affected, I have a water bottle, and we bought a case of water bottle. We drink water bottles daily. It's purified, water. That's what's advertised as. So my question is it in all water? Because some of the bottled water come from local states like Michigan. They come from different states. If you can actually look on your water bottle and you can see where the water comes from, because they always put, look on the label. And this particular water bottle that we bought is from Michigan. The map is affected in Michigan. The whole map, the world map that they show the USA, they got it's like a map key where they let you know what areas of the world is affected by PFAS. And Michigan was one of the states, so you don't even know if you have it in your body. So some people said the research said if you find this in your body, you can't flush it out. There's no way you can flush it out. There's no way you can clean yourself from it, because they claim they don't know what the toxic will live in, but then they turn around and say it has birth defects. Now you got cancer, so you do know the contamination level of what PFAS can do to the body. So Notify EPA is going to be in the description box. Also, the link to my last video that I did is going to be in the description box. But this particular video is going to be in its own realm because it's called All Things Now. So I encourage y'all to Google, YouTube, PFAS, go on HBO Max, look up Chernobyl, and try to find the Teflon documentary too. Now, all you gotta do is just take some time out your day. You probably go watch 1 hour episode within 5 days, because it's just a 5-part 1 hour episode series. So, just to highlight the high points, they call it forever chemical because it's heat resistant. It lives on top of the soil and beneath the earth's surface. It affects more than 2,000 cities, affecting 49 states. It's been linked to cancer. It's been affecting 3 generations almost. And it's been happening more than 40 years, because it's 1987. So this one, it stretched from Pennsylvania to New Mexico. It affected livestock. It affected dairy products. It affected our local farmers. So we, depending on our food source, so our food source is going to be contaminated because the water is contaminated. If the livestock consume the dirty water, they will die, which has happened. That's why this settlement out of court. So many cases have been settled out of court. So many lawsuits have been settled out of court. So the damage is already done. They call this a ticking time bomb. I'm flabbergasted. Like, I really don't know what to say, but I encourage everybody to research this story. It will be in the description box. Pieces from me to you. This is my All Things Now series.